Hi, this is Alvina, and in our previous video we saw how we could create this beautiful call to action using Convert Pro. We've seen the various design elements, the forms, buttons, shapes, and the panel settings. We've also taken an idea of how we can use the mobile editor. Now in this video, we'll be learning the configuration settings of Convert Pro. The configuration settings are nothing but those that help you determine when, where, and to whom you wish to display the pop-up to. You can use these settings to display your pop-up or your call to action at the right time, in the right place, and before the right audience. There are three sections under the configuration, that is the launch, the target, and the cookies. Under the launch, you have various triggers that will help you display the pop-up at the right time. The target helps you target specific pages, maybe target specific countries or set of countries, target users according to their behavior and the devices that they use. The cookies section allows you to manage the way your call to action will behave when the users have already reacted on it. We'll be seeing this in a while. So under the launch triggers, you have various different triggers like the after few seconds on the page. When enabled, you are asked to set a number of seconds over here. This will ensure that the pop-up will appear after the set number of seconds when the user arrives on the page. The exit intent is the most commonly used trigger. This is used to hold back visitors. That is, the moment a user tries to exit the screen, maybe to close the tab, to change the tab, or simply to close the browser, your pop-up will appear. You can use this trigger in case you have some ongoing offers or maybe you have a related blog post that you wish to take users to. Since the user is almost ready to leave your website, you can be a little aggressive with offers displayed in these kind of pop-ups. Then we have the after scroll. If you're observing how the user is behaving on your web page, maybe you'll find that he is a little engaged when he scrolls down to a certain level. So you can use the after scroll trigger to target such engaged users with relevant offers. The user inactivity trigger is useful for those who wish to target users who have arrived on a web page and are doing nothing. It calculates an idle time of 60 seconds by default. So in case a user has kept his cursor steady for 60 seconds, this pop-up will appear. The after blog post trigger will help you trigger a pop-up immediately when the user reaches the end of the blog post. So this could be used when you have special ebooks or maybe a checklist that you want to deliver to a user. When a user reaches the end of the blog post, you can be assured that he is actually interested in what you're offering and he might go in for anything that you offer later on. So this could be a good trigger to deliver relevant lead magnets or maybe promote a related blog post. The after CSS element. Again, this will help you display relevant pop-ups. That is, when a user reaches to a certain section on the page, that is, if he is viewing a specific product on your products page, you can display a pop-up related to that. You simply need to add the class name or the ID here. So as soon as that section having the class name or ID that you've mentioned here appears in the viewport, the pop-up will appear. The ad block detection. If you have a blog or maybe a website that displays advertisements and you wish users to go in for those or maybe just take a look at them, but what if your user has an ad blocker installed on their browser? So when you enable this, You can display an ad blocker notification pop-up, that is a pop-up that will inform users that the browser has an ad blocker installed and they will be missing on some great advertisements that you have on your website. You can target your visitors, so you can decide whether you want to show a welcome pop-up to only first-time visitors or you wish to give in a special offer for your returning visitors. So ConvertPro allows you to target visitors with your pop-ups or maybe all the call to actions that you create with it. We have the referral detection. Is there any particular website or set of websites that you're getting amazing traffic from? So you can enable the referral detection, that is, you can select display to and maybe you can enter the domain or the domains, like say I enter facebook.com and I wish to give a special offer to users who come only from Facebook, or maybe I could add some more to this. You can also decide to hide a call to action or a pop-up from users coming from a specific domain. You can also schedule pop-ups and call to actions in ConvertPro. You simply enable the scheduling settings and then set the time period between which you wish to display this. Scheduling is useful when you are offering some seasonal or festive offers or maybe hosting an event that you want users to know. The on-click trigger is a manual trigger that will help you display the pop-up when the user clicks on a link, an image, button, or maybe anything on a page. We will be having a separate video to explain you this. Moving on to the target settings. Under the target settings, you have the display rules for pages. So you can determine where all you wish to display or hide this pop-up for your users. You can add more display rules or maybe you can add an exclusion rule that will help you exclude the pages, posts, categories, etc. where you do not want to show this pop-up. So you can select pages, posts, categories to show or maybe hide this pop-up on. We have the geolocation settings that help you set the countries or maybe the set of countries that you wish to show or hide this pop-up on. So say you can have a specific pop-up that will appear only to the European countries and maybe you can exempt another one too. Or well, you could simply decide to show it in all the countries and select a specific country where you wish to hide it in. The user behavior settings will allow you to decide whether you want to display the pop-up to logged in users. You may not be wanting to add logged in users into your subscriber list. So this is where you can use this. Hide on devices. Now I wish to show this pop-up only on desktop. Therefore I have selected tablet and mobile on which I wish to hide this call to action. So you can simply select the device you wish to hide it on. Let me enable it on tablet. So now my pop-up will be visible on desktop as well as tablet. Moving on to the cookies settings. When enabled, you will be able to decide how your pop-up should behave to users after they have reacted over it. So say a user has already got converted, that is, he has submitted the form through this same pop-up. I do not want to show this pop-up to him for say about 365 days, that is for a year. This pop-up won't be visible to users who have already submitted the form successfully. What if a user simply goes and closes the pop-up? He does not want to see it. So instead of annoying him all the time, maybe you can set a few number of days after which the pop-up will be displayed to him. This will ensure that he won't be seeing it regularly, but will be reminded after a few days. So for this pop-up, I am setting this to 30 days. So once the user closes the pop-up, it won't be appearing to him until the 30-day period is over. So this was all for the configuration settings. We will be having individual videos that will explain you each of these triggers or maybe the targeting options in detail. So see you in the next video. Bye bye.